Oh, that whole time I was not on audio, and that just shows you how stuff I had it on mute. But anywho, we are here live to talk about my excitement for the Rodecaster video. I am so excited for this piece of equipment. So to explain to you my excitement for this piece of equipment, first let me let you know a little bit about me. I started a podcast back in 2015. And back then, this was not an industry. So there was nothing available. There was just audio equipment, not audio equipment specifically for podcasting. So when you talk about all the different things that come together to make podcasting, whether it's multiple people in the room or it's a person in the room and a person online that you're trying to get into the board, those things are difficult those were so difficult to manage back when podcasting was in its infancy stage. So just getting mixed minus into a board used to be a headache. And you would have to watch all these YouTube videos to figure out exactly how to do this and then how to make that happen with your specific board. It was just a lot. But then you had Rode come around and give us the original Rodecaster. And so my when I first bought a camera, what I knew of Rode was the shotgun mics. Shotgun mics. That's what everyone knew, and just an audio source. And then in music, knowing about the NT1 and all of these different things. Like Rode is a great audio company, and to me, over the years, they became someone that was a company that was not only just a shotgun mic company and a microphone company. They began to be so much more. And to me, I think that they're the Apple of the podcasting industry. And I really think that they're better than Apple because the original Rodecaster, they squeezed all the juice out of the lemon before they gave us a second iteration of it. So it was so much support. And as I get older, I had a bad experience with Tascam. And I just find myself buying into companies opposed to buying into products, because if it doesn't have a warranty and if it's a trash company, I love support. So the fact that they supported the original Rodecaster until it just had nothing more before they actually put another one out, I love that. So here I am today. I wanted to bring you up to speed with that before I begin to talk about my I knew that this was coming. I knew that this was coming simply because when I seen the the Streamer X, and I got it, I tried it. It wasn't for me simply because it's just, one, and I do a lot of multicam setups, but I was like, if they playing around with it, it's coming in the future. So I got little something a little bit different than my normal live stream where you just seeing me. I got a lot of things going on here. So first of all, let's see. Okay, this I don't like the way that looks, but we're gonna go with it anyway. This is the ATEM. This is my ATEM, and with this ATEM, this Black Magic, they have been the second greatest company when it comes to podcast and live streaming, in my opinion. Most people that that run a professional podcast and a multicam setup, they have an ATEM Mini. And I showed this like this because most of the time people use them in tandem. You have the Rodecaster right here, Rodecaster Duo. I originally had the Rodecaster 2, but for my workflow, and I'm gonna tell you what makes it so much beautiful. For my workflow, the Duo worked out perfect for me. So I got rid of the two, got the Duo, great. But most people use this in tandem with this, and this has been a standard for so long. The ATEM Mini Pro, ATEM Mini, is a beautiful product, and I'm thankful to both Rode and Blackmagic. But I really felt like at some point in time, opposed to having to use these things in tandem, Rodecaster or Rode or Black Magic was going to combine the two. So the way my workflow works now, the other reason why I got this going on, I got this show. This camera can't see this because it's dark. Let's give me 1 second. Oh, that would be why it's dark. That works a little bit better. Check all your cameras before you get started with stuff, people. I don't like the color on that, but let's just do it for a moment because I want to show y'all this. So these are my Rode wireless Goes, and this is the receiver. But the thing that I love the most about this Rodecaster is that I can disconnect from the receiver here, and I can directly wirelessly connect to my Rodecaster. I love that. It works so well for my workflow. And this is how, so right now I have on a lapel mic uh, and got the Rodecaster transmitter right here. So I love that I can seamlessly, when I'm out in the field, mic up my talent right here and then have my audio come into here. And then I use this in tandem with my ATEM Mini. But I always wanted these two to come together and make a baby. And I was just wondering which of these companies were going to do it first. So, to my surprise, yesterday I get online and I see the Rodecaster video. And I just don't think that people understand all the ways in which this thing can be used. Um, so let's do something real quick. Let's switch over to this. And so I just want to go through some. So it's showing that solo creator, and that's the other thing I wanted to say about that ATEM. Back when the ATEM first came out, in order to get a professional video switcher, like the only people that had those were like full production companies and news stations. Like you had to have all the money in the world in order to get this. Um, so now you see that this with the Rodecaster video, they're aiming it at solo creators. Oh, this thing is amazing. Solo creators, video podcasters, live streamers, and broadcasters. So notice this picture right here. Let's talk about this picture right here. The beautiful thing, the thing that I like most about this, and someone can still be running this in the background, but this thing has auto switching. So I'm gonna go ahead and I feel like I have to explain one thing in order to explain the other. So along with that, let's go before we even get there. Let's see the back of this thing. So um I like the fact that Rode also did what you see in the Rodecaster, where they just have like a overkill on USB, but all of those USBs have some form of functionality. So the fact that you see 5 USB there, really 6 if you count the power, but we're not counting that. But what I love is that you can take, if the two XLR combos that are on the Rodecaster video are not enough for you, you can take and plug a Rodecaster 2 or a Rodecaster Duo directly into the Rodecaster video. And now you either have 2 additional or 4 additional audio channels. And so the reason why I said that that matters here is because you also can have up to 6 video feeds. So the fact that you can have 6 audio channels and 6 video channels, this is beautiful to me. And it all comes together in the fact that you have auto switching. And the auto switching. So if you take those audio channels, and this is in theory, I don't have it yet to say that this is true, but in theory, you can assign those audio channels to video channels. And when someone is speaking, it will automatically key in on them. And I think that is beautiful. I don't think people understand how beautiful that is. And on top of it, I've been watching a lot of videos concerning this because you got some people that got their hand on it early. And so with them getting their hands on it early, I wanted to know exactly. I wanted to know some other stuff, but until I actually got to the so let's show you this real quick. So most people don't know it. This is going loop up like this because it's showing this, but you see me down here and this don't ignore that right there, but you see this here. This is how most switchers look. Has some type of multi-view to where you see all of this stuff right here, but you have to have different sources in it in order for it to show this. The thing that I have seen on Rode that I have not seen any of the early reviewers actually say is this right here. Let's scroll down. And I just want you to look at this. Look at this. So you can have one camera, one camera, and cut back and forth between the three aspects of that one video feed. I I'm geeking out over this, but I just don't think that people understand what this means for production and what it means for production on the little level. But not only that, like what it's going to mean for production on a more expanded role. So when it comes to me, I like my workflow. I don't like editing video. You can't get around it though. Sometimes you have to edit video. I edit video all the time, but I prefer to just do it on the switcher, and what you see is what you get. Multicam setup, do it on the switcher, and if necessary, re- have the isolated feeds and you edit that. But what this Rode allows you to do is just it's mind blowing that podcasting, live streaming, this new industry has gotten to this point in just less than 10 years from when I started podcasting and live streaming. Back the first live stream piece of equipment that I ever had and switcher that I had was Sling Studios, and they have since came and gone because they were ahead of their time. Simply ahead of their time. The pandemic is what ushered these things in. That's what made live streaming more acceptable. And I just to see that we've come from here, like I can't even go back to 2015 when I first started podcasting. I have to go back to 2020 to know that just in that short period of time, so much has gotten done in the space. So I love what Rode is doing. I'm excited to get my hand on this piece of equipment. What I love, the other thing that I wanted to show, I don't have it up. Let's see. I want to get it up. What I'll do is we'll get out of here and I will bring up, we will open up StreamYard because this is the other thing that I think is important and I would like to show you all. The beautiful thing about this Rode piece of equipment that they just released. So I am streaming right now on StreamYard. This is what I stream with. So let's enter this studio. and into the studio as myself. And we're getting some feedback. So we're gonna get rid of that. And I am going to bring this up for you all to see. And let me come over here and switch this up. So, you know what? No, I don't want to do it. Let's just go straight to this so I can see it. And that's what happens when you come to that. But it's going to keep going until infinity. But let's come here and I just want to. So let's see. Let's pull this up. So this let's get this off the screen. It's going crazy. But anywho, I just wanted to show y'all that because it's important. It's important in the conversation that we're having because a lot of times, in order to have a successful live stream, you have to have something like this ATEM Mini and then some type of computer client, whether that be OBS, StreamYard, Ecamm, it's countless ones out there. And the only thing that we've seen that pretty much does everything in house is the YOLO box. But I'm kind of iffy on a YOLO box, even though I've never actually used one. If I watched a lot of reviews on it, but this Rode does everything in house. Like you can put graphics on there. You can bring in a second, a web-based guest into the streamer. I said graphics, overlays, lower thirds. All of those different things can be done right inside of the system. So for me, just to go from, and then that's the other thing, just to bring cameras in. So you can use another thing that I have here. I have this Axon Cineview, and it's basically a wireless HDMI. And I use it a lot when it comes to live streaming. But right here on the side of this HDMI is a USB port, but it's not just any USB port, it is a UVC port. So basically, those extra non HDMI, so you got 4 HDMI ports on the Rodecaster video, but you have 2 that where you can use a UVC camera. So cameras that have the ability to be used as a webcam, and products like this Cineview that allow you to be able to do a UVC is perfect. And in theory, again, let's blow the mind again. So let's go program mode. So I want to put program mode on this. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to do it on this program mode on here. We can't see it, so don't worry about it. But if you were to put program mode, in theory, we don't test. I won't know until I get my hands on it. And this will be a lot of work. But if you're a maniac, it seems like it can be done. This right here is a UVC also, the ATEM UVC. So in theory, you should be able to come out of the USB if you set it up right in the ATEM software. You should be able to come out of the USB into the Rodecaster video and get 4 additional HDMI ports. But you just have to work it on the program and not in multiview. So but that's complicated. I don't believe most people will use it like that. But if you ever find yourself in such a scenario in which you need a little bit more, you got a little bit more. This thing is powerful. And the thing that I love the most, like I said, with the original Rodecaster, they squeezed all the juice out the limit. All of it. So you know that this is something that's going to be supported for years to come. And if I can say the thing that I like most about it, this is going to be expensive, my theory. But if you know, just like these things right here, these are pros. You got other things. Rodecaster Pro, like they like using that pro. Um, they love using that pro word. So with that being the case, I just feel like you got a Rodecaster Video Pro that's gonna come down the pipeline also because people were upset that they did not put 4K in this, and a lot of times 4K is overkill. Um, when you're in this world, most of the things that you stream to don't even have a 4K ability. All of the social sites, Facebook, YouTube, etc., you can't stream 4K in it. But I like the future proof. That's just me. So if it's available and it's future proof, give it to me. So the fact that this, let's see, let me get back to that. Uh, y'all catching me in real time, so you just get to see this. So I want to get this off and get this back up. Now let's switch back to this. So when you look at this, you see that it's very basic. Doesn't have much going on, but what I love that they're most likely going to end up doing in the future is taking this, adding adding faders for the audio sources, and adding 4K, making that touch screen just a little bit bigger and giving it not mode CPU why can't I talk right now, monitoring capabilities. And throw the word pro on it, and it might come at a steep price tag. I can see that costing a whole lot more. That'll probably take it up to like $2,000, if that's at the least, the very least $2,000. But I can tell you this also: there are a lot of people that will pay that. If you add just a little bit more, some more pro features to this thing, people will pay it because this right here is already more than all of the ATEMs besides like one of the actual of this form factor. Um, so yeah, people are already chopping at the bits to get their hands on this, and I'm one of them. So if they do that, then you're gonna have more people that chop at the bits just to get that. So I am super excited. That's all I have to say. Anybody that came in here and listened to me talk about this, I only have a couple of friends that I can actually geek out and talk about this with. So I felt like I just needed to come to Facebook. I needed to come to YouTube, and I needed to talk to the other creators out there that are just as happy as me concerning this, because this is beautiful to me. This is beautiful. And then just the fact that, like, if I were to go get another two Rode wireless pros, if I were to go get two more, I'd be able to go two directly into the Rodecaster Video, bring my Duo along, and go two more into that. So I am super excited to get my hands on this thing, and I am excited because Rode is a company that I believe in. I believe that this, like, I'm Apple everything. Like, I got an Apple MacBook right here, and then what you can't see that's on over here is a Mac Mini, and literally I just copy and paste. I copied it over here on my laptop and then pasted it over here. I think they call that convergence. I love how Apple products work together. I love the ecosystem, and the fact that you have Rode creating this beautiful ecosystem also just makes me want to be that much more of a Rode fanboy. And I'm sorry, Black Magic. I do believe though, with them being such a big component in the space too, these being the two, what in my eyes, the two leading people, Rode being the leader in the audio space, and Black Magic being the leader in the video space. I do feel like both of them were just sitting around and seeing what the competition was doing. And I just haven't seen a lot in the ATEM space. So I feel like eventually, and we didn't even talk about that. Um, in order to get video into the ATEM, you need a shuttle. Um, and pretty much as a video player. But I love the fact that you can stick a SD card into the Rodecaster video and play anything off that thing. And the shuttles, like it's just it's you have to it's a headache to me when it comes to recording stuff and playing stuff with the audio. It has to be formatted 100% correctly, and then you have to have it on you have to have the unit itself set to whatever is formatted in. It's just a lot. So if you mean to tell me that Rode just came through and said, oh, whatever you got on the SD card will play, oh my goodness, y'all do not understand. I cannot wait to get my hands on this thing. I'm sorry, Black Magic. ATEM, you have served. I got my ATEM Mini Pro back when it was $500, and they've been 300 for some years now. So I love my ATEM. It has served me well. But man, I might have to go bye bye. But we're gonna see. I imagine that I am going to do a review once I actually get my hands on this thing and test out some of these things that I said were theory. So we're gonna put it to the test, and we're gonna figure that thing out. But yeah, I thank you for rocking with me for this long, and we are about to get up out of here. Appreciate you, and we will holler at you later. I'll see you whenever I get my hands on the Rodecaster video.